The shepherd, weary from years spent tending his flock beneath the relentless desert sun, knew a different kind of thirst. Not the thirst quenched by the meager spring, but a thirst for something deeper, a longing for solace in the heart of the endless expanse. He had seen the mirage shimmer and vanish, a cruel mockery of hope. He had known the sting of betrayal, the bitter taste of loss, the heavy weight of loneliness under the star-dusted sky. Yet, even in the crucible of despair, a small ember of faith still flickered within him. He'd seen the unwavering strength of the acacia trees, their roots delving deep into the parched earth, drawing sustenance from unseen depths. He'd witnessed the resilience of the desert flowers, blooming briefly and brilliantly, defying the harsh conditions. This resilience, this inner strength, whispered a promise of enduring joy. It whispered that happiness wasn't merely a fleeting oasis, a mirage in the sun-drenched sands, but a wellspring, deep within the soul, waiting to be tapped. It wasn't dependent on the absence of hardship, the perfect circumstances, the flawless life. It was instead a conscious choice, a persistent cultivation, a determined seeking after the light that shines even in the darkest night. The shepherd knew in his heart that true joy was not the absence of pain, but the presence of something far greater, something profound. He had seen children, starving and thin, yet their laughter echoed with a purity that shamed his own cynicism. He had seen widows, their faces etched with grief, yet their faith unwavering, their love for God a beacon in the storm. He understood then that happiness wasn't a destination, but a journey, a lifelong pilgrimage toward a promised land where hope blossoms and despair withers. Consider Martha, a successful lawyer, living in a sprawling mansion overlooking the ocean. She possessed everything society deemed desirable: wealth, prestige, and a seemingly perfect family. Yet her heart was an empty, echoing chamber, filled with a profound sense of dissatisfaction. She chased accomplishments like shimmering butterflies, only to find them lifeless in her grasp. Her wealth brought her not joy, but a relentless pressure to maintain her facade, a relentless fear of losing it all. Her perfect family felt more like a gilded cage, confining her spirit. Then consider Elijah, a humble carpenter living in a small village, his days filled with simple tasks, his nights filled with quiet prayer. He possessed little in terms of material wealth, yet his heart overflowed with a gentle peace, a quiet joy that radiated from within. He found contentment in the small acts of kindness, the simple pleasures of life, the quiet moments of communion with God. He didn't chase happiness, he allowed it to find him. He understood that true joy wasn't about acquiring more, but about appreciating what he already had. He found joy in the sunrise, in the laughter of children, in the shared meals with his family. He found joy in the simple act of crafting a sturdy chair, of building something beautiful and enduring. This is the profound difference between a life lived for external validation and a life lived in gratitude, a life lived in the light of faith. Which path are you walking? Are you chasing shadows or embracing the light? This is a question for you to contemplate. This is your journey. This is your life. What choices will you make? Are you ready to discover the wellspring within? Join our community. Share your story. Let's find joy together. Subscribe to the channel, and let's connect in the comments below. What life-changing decision have you made that brought you closer to true happiness? Cultivating happiness, like cultivating a garden, requires intention, care, and consistent effort. It's not about ignoring the thorns and thistles of life, but about nurturing the seeds of joy, allowing them to flourish even amidst the weeds. Start with gratitude. Take a moment each day to acknowledge the blessings in your life, however small they may seem. A warm cup of tea on a cold morning, the laughter of a loved one, the simple beauty of a flower. Practice conscious smiling. Even a forced smile can trigger a shift in your emotional state, releasing endorphins that lift your spirits. Surround yourself with positive influences. Cultivate relationships that nourish your soul, avoiding those that drain your energy. Set goals, not for external validation, but for personal growth and accomplishment. Acts of kindness ripple outwards, creating a positive feedback loop that enriches both the giver and the receiver. Nurture your physical self. Exercise, eat wholesome food, prioritize rest. Learn something new, challenge your mind, expand your horizons. Practice mindfulness, paying attention to the present moment without judgment, appreciating the small details of your life. Reframe negative situations, looking for the lessons and opportunities hidden within the challenges. Establish happiness rituals, creating routines and practices that nurture your well-being. Remember the parable of the talents? God gives us all unique gifts and abilities. It's our responsibility to use them wisely, to cultivate them, to let them blossom. Happiness is not a passive state, but an active pursuit. It's about recognizing the talents within you, your strengths, your passions, your unique gifts, and using them to serve others, to make a difference in the world. It's about finding your purpose, your calling, and living a life aligned with your values. The path to happiness is not always easy. It's often paved with challenges, setbacks, and disappointments. But these are not roadblocks. They are opportunities for growth, for learning, for strengthening our faith. Life is a tapestry woven with threads of joy and sorrow, light and darkness, triumph and failure. The beauty lies not in the absence of the dark threads, but in how they are interwoven with the light to create a richer, more meaningful pattern. So, embrace the challenges, learn from the setbacks, and never give up on your quest for joy. Don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. We are all on this journey together. Let's share our experiences, our hopes, and our dreams. Join our community, subscribe to the channel, and let your voice be heard in the comments below. Tell me your story. Let's inspire each other. What is one small act of kindness you can perform today? Dealing with difficult people, frustrating situations, and unexpected setbacks is inevitable. The key is not to avoid these challenges, but to navigate them with grace, resilience, and a positive mindset. Imagine a sturdy ship sailing through a stormy sea. It doesn't break apart because of the waves, but because of the cracks in its hull. Our resilience is built not on avoiding storms, but on strengthening our inner foundation, on building character, faith, and positive mental attitudes. When faced with adversity, remember the power of perspective. Choose to focus on what you can control, not what you can't. Choose to see the opportunities within the challenges, the lessons in the setbacks. Choose to respond with grace, kindness, and forgiveness, even when others don't deserve it. Remember the story of Job. His faith remained unshaken even in the face of unimaginable suffering. His unwavering trust in God, his resilience in the face of adversity, is a testament to the power of faith in the midst of turmoil. His story reminds us that happiness is not the absence of suffering, but the presence of something greater: unwavering faith, unshakable hope, and enduring love. It's crucial to understand that forcing happiness is not about suppressing negative emotions. It's about actively choosing to focus on positive aspects and actions that increase our overall well-being. It's about cultivating a positive mental attitude, even when things are difficult. It's about practicing gratitude, even when life feels unfair. It's about finding joy in the simple things, even when life is overwhelming. It's about remembering that our circumstances do not define our happiness. Our perspective does. Think of a gardener who diligently tends their garden. They don't expect perfect blooms every day. Sometimes there are weeds, pests, and harsh weather conditions. But the gardener perseveres, knowing that with consistent effort, the garden will eventually flourish. The same is true for our journey towards happiness. There will be setbacks, challenges, and difficult times. But by consistently practicing the principles we've discussed, gratitude, mindfulness, kindness, and resilience, we can cultivate a garden of joy that will flourish even in the most challenging circumstances. This is a journey we all take together. Share your experiences, your struggles, and your triumphs. Let's support each other on this path to lasting joy. Subscribe to our channel, and let's build a community of hope and encouragement in the comments below. What is one small step you can take today to nurture your inner garden? Authentic happiness isn't about denying our emotions or pretending everything is perfect. It's about acknowledging the full spectrum of human experience, the joy and sorrow, the laughter and tears, and choosing to focus on the aspects that enhance our lives. It's about being honest with ourselves and with others, embracing our vulnerabilities, and seeking support when we need it. It's about finding meaning and purpose in our lives, connecting with something larger than ourselves. The pursuit of happiness is a lifelong journey, not a destination. It's about continuous growth, learning, and adaptation. It's about developing the resilience to weather life's storms and the wisdom to appreciate the sunshine. It's about cultivating a spirit of gratitude, even in the face of adversity. It's about understanding that happiness isn't a prize to be won, but a way of life to be cultivated. It's a daily practice, a continuous choice, a commitment to nurturing our souls. Think of a majestic oak tree, weathering countless storms, its roots delving deep into the earth, its branches reaching towards the sky. Its strength lies not in avoiding the storms, but in its unwavering resilience, its deep-rooted foundation. This strength is what we must cultivate within ourselves, a resilient spirit, a steadfast faith, and an unyielding hope. Sometimes, the weight of life's challenges can become too heavy to bear alone. If you are struggling with persistent sadness, anxiety, or depression, please seek professional help. There is no shame in asking for support. Mental health is just as important as physical health. A skilled therapist can provide guidance, tools, and support to help you navigate difficult emotions and develop coping mechanisms. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. There are people who care about you, and there are resources available to help you. Embrace the journey with all its ups and downs, its joys and sorrows. Allow yourself to feel the full spectrum of human emotion, and remember that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope. There is always light. There is always a path forward. The journey to happiness is a lifelong pilgrimage, a continuous cultivation of the soul. It's about embracing the present moment, appreciating the small blessings, and nurturing the seeds of joy within your heart. Remember, your journey is unique and beautiful. Embrace it fully. Your happiness is worth fighting for. Embrace the journey. Find your joy.